16th of August 2020, the 20th Sunday of the Ordinary Times. Today's Gospel passage from Matthew chapter 15, verses 21 to 28, speaks about the interaction between Jesus and a Canaanite woman in the region of. These are the areas where the so-called Gentiles, the non-Jews, were living. She comes to Jesus to ask for a favor, namely, to heal her ailing daughter. First, Jesus keeps quiet and ignores her, but she is persisting in her request. Then Jesus says, I have come for the chosen people. And he goes further to say that it's not proper to throw the bread of the children to the dogs. But she is not disturbed nor annoyed by the harsh response of Jesus. She rather clearly and cleverly replies, yes, sometimes the dogs can also eat what falls down from the children's table. By this reply, she shows that she is also eligible to receive God's grace, if not directly, but at least indirectly. Jesus admires her unfailing persistence, deep faith, great intelligence, and serene humility. He appreciates her much and grants the healing of her daughter. Further, he attributes the healing itself to the power of her deep faith. I like to point out her enriched idea of spirituality. She is very much convinced that God's grace and favor is common for everyone, whether the so-called chosen race or the so-called low-caste people. So she says, whether the children eat the bread sitting at the table or the dogs eating the bread that has fallen on the floor, it is the same bread. And the bread is common for both. By this, she reveals that she also deserves to have the miracle from Jesus. We find all these sublime qualities and characteristics and many more with Mary, our mother, whose feast of the Assumption we celebrated yesterday. Mary, our mother, as she was assumed into heaven, she was taken into heaven with her body and soul. It must be differentiated from the ascension of Jesus 40 days after his resurrection. He ascended into heaven, while Mary is assumed. She is taken into heaven. Mary's assumption was declared as dogma by Pope Pius XII as an article of faith in 50. He says, we proclaim, declare, and define as a dogma revealed by God the Immaculate Mother of God, Mary, ever Virgin, when the course of her earthly life was finished, was taken up body and soul into the glory of heaven. Mary, our mother, also put forward a revolutionary idea of spirituality. In Luke chapter 1, verses 39 to 56, in the hymn of Magnificat, my soul glorifies the Lord, she brings out her enriched understanding of spirituality. The Jews thought that God is for the rich and the healthy. If anyone is poor and sick, he or she is cursed by God, because riches and health are blessings of God. The poor and the sick are considered as those who are hated by God, while the rich and the healthy are loved by God. But Mary shows it's not the riches or the health that really matter. What is really important is whether one lives in a way that is pleasing to God. Therefore, she says, he has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has sent empty away. She shows that God is God of the lowly, simple, and humble. Therefore, she declares, He has shown strength with His arm. He has scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. He has put down the mighty from their thrones and exalted those of low degree. Today, we need a genuine understanding of spirituality. Oftentimes, we fight, we quarrel in the name of God, in the name of religion, but spirituality goes beyond the differences of religions and it unites us at the point of genuine spirituality. Speaking about the dogma further, the Assumption highlights one basic idea, the sacredness of a physical body and the unity of body and soul. From the declaration of Mary's being assumed into heaven with body and soul, we come to understand the sacredness of the human body. We need to take care of the physical body to keep up its sanctity, as it is the temple of God, 1 Corinthians 6:19. Therefore, the church also makes it clear that when one defiles one's body, one hurts God because one is created in the image and likeness of God. God, who created man out of love, also calls him to love. The fundamental and innate vocation of every human being, for we are created in the image and likeness of God, who is himself love, as we find in the book of Genesis chapter 1:27, again 1 John chapter 4 verse 8 and 16, and the natural love between a man and a woman, which is consummated in the sacrament of marriage, declares the church, also becomes sacred. Since God created him, man and woman, their mutual love becomes an image of the absolute and unfading love with which God loves human beings. It's good, very good in the Creator's eyes, and this love which God blesses is intended to be fruitful. Today, besides sexual violations, physical abuses, flesh trade, stealing of bodily organs, and many other similar evils, there is another field in our modern times where the sanctity and dignity of human body seems to have been denied, and that is the field of fashion and design. In our ultra modern society, dressing seems to have become a means to reveal one's body and not so much to cover it. It is applicable to both the genders. They seem to have forgotten the fine, thin margin between authentic beauty and seductive attraction, between novelty and vulgarity. And as a result, lots of confusions and transgressions in the name of novel trends and creative designs. Gone are those days when people took efforts to iron their clothes to remove the wrinkles before wearing them. But now it seems to be popular to wear only wrinkled shirts and clothes. Some even make sure to crumple and rumble a shirt before wearing it. Earlier, people made sure to hem the edges of the clothes to give a finishing touch to the protruding threads, etc. But today, they purposely let the threads hang out at the edges of their jeans, pants, and skirts. These days, they those days, they thought it was improper to wear a piece of clothing even with a small hole or tear on it. But today, the fashion has taken them to just to the other extreme of deliberately making holes in their dress. There are shirts and skirts known as bullet shirts and bullet skirts. They buy the dress, hang them at a distance, and shoot them at random with bullets to make holes on it. The more the number of the holes, and probably the bigger, it seems the more stylish. Further, their dress seems to start coming down from the top and going up from the bottom. Maybe the changes in the styles as the days go by. Our clothing must preserve the dignity of human body. Therefore, let's imbibe the lessons that we receive from the Canaanite woman and in a very supreme way from Mary our mother, especially the special lesson of an enriched and genuine spirituality and the lesson that our physical body is also equally sacred in the eyes of God. Let us think about it today.